Raquel and I, we've known each other since high school, and you know what happens. High school people kind of like they move away and different things like that. But one thing I noticed was that Raquel was the only person that was doing it, and when I say doing it, I mean like they were going all out with the business. They were selling themselves to it. Like it seemed like she burned all the bridges behind her and then really went towards this business. So she's been a huge inspiration. So I think you guys should definitely check out her profile. She has so much to give you for free. You can go on TikTok, you can go on Instagram, like whatever medium that you like, she's there. So
Thank you, man. I literally see it as we're doing the same thing. I don't see it as me doing any better. We're all equal. Like I said, just do the grind, and I'm still learning, and there's still people again that are gonna be doing it better than me. And just don't compare yourself to anybody, because if you start comparing yourself, you're never gonna start. So
definitely.
thank you again for having me on your first interview.
No, thank you. I think you're the perfect person for this. So okay, there's a couple companies that they do what you're doing, right? Why did you decide to start your own? Take those talents that you learned from YouTube and from your professors there, and start your own company.
I would definitely say some impact would be the basic be your own boss that everybody wants to be. But definitely, I honestly, if I were to get an internship or a job from Google, I would take it 100%, just because you can learn from such a big corporation and add value to everything that I want to continue doing. So it's not something that I wouldn't be a part of another marketing company that's a big corporation. As for smaller corporations, I would like to see it more as a partnership where we feed off of each other rather than being an employee.
You're kind of well set up, well put together when it comes to this field. You have the cameras, you have the lighting, as you can see here. You have all the equipment and you have all the knowledge. Is this something that you've always been kind of inclined towards, or did you notice or pick it up a little bit later on in life, like more recently actually?
Like I said, YouTube is my professor. So in the beginning, it was mostly for fun. It would be mostly just for YouTube, and then I decided to kind of interpret it into like the business world and see where that would go. So my first ever client was actually a restaurant.
Okay.
And all I would do is I would take pictures, take videos, and post them, engage with people, network, which is something that I've learned recently. Well, when I first started with them was about a year and a half ago. But the difference between that now and then is just crazy, because you really never stop learning. I mean, the internet just keeps growing and progressing. So there's just certain ways and things to do to better optimize your information.
Just on that same note, what are the things that you've kind of run into that maybe you didn't anticipate, but they become kind of like a challenge? On the same note, like what has been like, a pleasant surprise just while you're doing this creating your own business thing?
Yeah, so I would definitely say at first, at least in the beginning of this year, it was more of trying to get clients, so doing everything I had to do. And I feel like when you are starting your own business, you kind of mix the not the professional with the personal, but you just kind of try to do the most, and people take advantage of you, especially when you don't know them. I was doing a lot of crazy things for free. Wow. And wasting my time and everything. So that's definitely something I had trouble with in the beginning. And then now I would say kind of the most challenging thing. I would think it's more being consistent, especially with myself, because since I'm doing so many things for clients, I don't focus. I keep myself last, so her media group last, and then I keep my clients up to date. So just being more consistent with my own stuff.
So like, what has been like maybe something that's a little bit more rewarding about like having your own company? Maybe something that like you obviously be your own boss is great, but is there anything else that you found that's like kind of like, oh, I didn't know it could be this good?
Yeah, it's definitely been a struggle. Be your own boss is not as easy as it sounds. I've definitely cried myself to sleep a few times, and stayed up late working just to finish a project or finish something. But definitely the most rewarding thing, not only with clients, more like with yourself, because I mean you're gonna see it as well. Once you start working on the grind, just how much progress you're gonna make, even from last month to this month, from 6 months to now. You know, I look at my last work and I'm like, what was I thinking? This is terrible. And then now I'm like, I'm sure I'm gonna say that in December, you know, once I see the stuff that I'm posting in October. So
Definitely.
things like that, just rewarding seeing that your hard work is paying off.
Absolutely.